Wow, 101 times I've been in front of this mic that you can't see, and talking basically at myself. But then I shared it with the world, and now I meet people and they say, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. Oh, I listened to that lady in your podcast." And I am like, "Yes, 101 episodes." I mean, come on. I have to say, I'm bragging. I'm proud of it. And I made it happen. And you know what? That's perseverance. I put sweat, blood, tears, everything. And hang on, from here, I'm going to say thank you to Podbear, Rashid, who has been editing the podcast since the start. And thank you to Anna, who has been managing me, my time, the podcast, everything. Oh, since she joined the team, and it's been just an amazing journey for me and for them. Seriously, it's amazing to see the podcast grow. You listeners listen to it more and give back. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a special episode to celebrate 101 times of recording, and I will share with you some lessons that I learned over the 101 weeks, basically, because I've been recording every week. Yeah. So tune in, because these are not lessons just for podcasters or those who want to have their podcast. These are lessons sometimes for life, because really I've learned a lot on the journey. So tune in. Okay, I have an habit that I need to share with you. So I have my notepads. Actually, I can go back. This is my house. I can go back and find my old notepads and show them to you. One day I'll do it. And yes, I do keep them. Not because, I want to keep them actually, but I go like, I always feel, what if there's something very, very important that I have not, I haven't dealt with, and then I can go back and find the information. But it never happens, and that I have been stacking these notepads over the years, and I think I have probably almost close to 10 years of notepads, if not at least 5 years, all stacked nicely together. And the other day I was looking for the 2020 or 2021 version. I can't remember. And I was looking at it, and I saw these few pages spread across the notepad over the time about this podcast that I was dreaming about. And it was writing, right, this will actually be for women entrepreneurs, and I will bring role models, relatable role models on the podcast, and I will be bold, and I will ask, I need to learn how to interview people and all that stuff. And it was just like spread across the pages. And then I was like tearful about it, because that was just wishful thinking. And then it became a plan, and then it became a project, and then I was able to plan the next steps, and I found the right people, because I didn't start this podcast knowing nothing. Don't get me wrong, I have invested in someone who is a kind of like a podcast manager, who told me what worked, what we need to do, and who really guided me at the start, who helped me launch the podcast, and who helped me for the first probably 10 episodes. And without her, I couldn't do it, or I wouldn't be able to do it as fast. Let's be honest. And then I brought in other team members who know how to edit, who know how to post stuff, da 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 da. And then a dream became reality. And it's been my reality for the last 101 weeks. And this is big, because A, it's not given to stick to something 101 weeks. I wish I was as good with my, personal training, and, my gym and physical training. for 101 weeks. I mean, I would be like, iron girl, seriously, I would be climbing up off the walls. But wherever you put your energy, things grow and blossom. And this project, She's Awesome, was definitely one of them. And reaching um, a lot of you guys through this platform, and bringing people on this platform, awesome women on this platform, to share their stories, was just an amazing journey. So thank you to our listeners, and also thank you to myself for sticking around, and thank you mostly to the team who made this happen. Right, I promised some lessons. To be exact, it's going to be 10 lessons, what I have learned um, from this journey, this experience of podcasting, and how actually it shaped my mind for my business and for other things that I do in life. So let me share those with you. All right, so I know that this is just still the start of the journey. There will be 200, 300, 400, 500 episodes, hopefully. But the first thing that comes to my mind is everything seems nice and easy from outside. This is like the main thing that I can say. It seems nice and easy to have a podcast because you think that you're just going to talk at yourself and blah some words and some thoughts and da da da. It is not, and sticking to it week in week out is actually a lot of commitment, dedication. I have had actually some nights where I went, shit, I didn't record the podcast. The team needs it. And had to get up from my bed and go and record. So basically, what I'm trying to say is whatever project seems nice and exciting and shiny and greener and pinker with rainbows and sparkles, the minute you enter the project, the minute you enter that dream properly and it becomes actually your reality, it is always a lot of hard work and a lot of commitment and dedication and time and energy. So, having that in mind is really important because I think it's important in two ways. The first part is it's important because you need to really go into projects that are really, really dear to your heart, especially as an entrepreneur. And secondly, because um, I would say you need to also understand that, what is looking very, very simple from outside, actually, it required a lot of hard work. That person that you're looking saying, oh my God, they have X amount of followers or this or that. There is always a lot of hard work that went into it. So we just see the results from outside. And in that sense, the projects that you're developing for your business, for your clients, you got to be able to also communicate that it might look really simple from outside, but actually years of expertise, years of work, and years of knowledge went to it. So that was my first big learning. The second big learning is kind of like a sentence that comes to me from Marie Forleo. You know, sucking at something is really the first step at starting. You're gonna suck at it, and there are some episodes that I'm listening today, and I go, it's literally cringing me. So there, I am happy to suck at it, and I do believe that a year from now, when I'm going to listen to this episode, I will think that it still sucks because I am improving and I am learning and I am growing continuously. So I would say suck it up at sucking at it. That's it. Like just suck it up. You're going to suck at it and accept and grow up and learn at sucking at it at the beginning. Right. Third one, it's not just at the beginning that you're going to suck at it. I love this one because it's like, you think that you're not gonna have a problem that you had faced before, or a you think that you have learned, and being you find yourself in front of the situation, and you're like, fuck, it happened to me again. So you're gonna suck at it more than once, and that's okay as well. If you're doing something every week for 101 week or more, as I want to do, I know that I'm gonna suck at it, in the next year and the year after and the year after. And it's okay. It's not a big deal, like the majority of the things are going in the right direction. That's fine. And that is where you gotta always think that your business, even life, or whatever the adventure that you're putting yourself into, will be always like this. There will be peaks of positive, and there will be dips, and it will be most of the time something in between. And you will make the same mistakes over and over, time to time, and it's okay. You will learn different things, so accept that as well. My fourth learning was, and this is something that I am now applying in my business a lot, because I'm an impatient person and I love starting stuff, and when there is an idea in my head, I got to pick up the phone and call someone, whether it's ready or not. I have to share it, and I have to get it out of my system, and put it out there. Now, one part of it is good because it allows me to actually make it real, but sometimes I notice this with myself and with other entrepreneurs that I'm seeing. Certain projects, you rush it too quickly. So you rush into something without really having checked that it was actually really the thing that you wanted to do, or the thing that was strategic enough for your business or for your life. And then you get into it, you spent all that time and energy, and you got beaten, and you start to get good at it, but you're like, I'm not sure if I want this. And I'm not saying this about She's Awesome, because She's Awesome has been actually a joy for me, but there has been a lot of other projects that I went into, rushed into. And what She's Awesome taught me was, I actually didn't rush into She's Awesome. I took my time. I really reflected on, do I want to do it? Why do I want to do it? Why another podcast would be good out there? How am I going to grow it? How am I going to reach more people? And it was really important for me to understand that I really wanted this. And I had a strategy to back it up, and I had a plan. And that's when I went into it. And let's say 80% of it was solid, and then we had the flexibility of 20%, which was the odd weeks where I had to record the episode last minute, and the team stepped in and made something out of it, because we had that framework very solid. Fifth one is attached to the previous one, is, I would say, when you know in your gut that you want to do something, whether it's opening a business, whether it's a new product, a new project, calling a client, hiring someone, getting into a relationship, getting out of a relationship, whatever it is, when you know it, you know it. And when you know it, then just say to yourself, now is the only time. Just go into it and do it, because otherwise you're going to be just waiting to perfect things. And that is not what I'm saying previously. I'm talking about really not forcing yourself because others have been doing it, okay? Do things because it really makes you happy. It really makes the business happy. It really makes your life happy. Yeah? And it's really important, because if you're not happy, then you're not going to do it over and over. That's for sure. That's really important. One of my biggest key learnings: don't do it alone. whatever it takes, find your team. You can't do it alone. I mean, this is a massive project. Every episode takes actually hours of people, um, me reflecting on it, recording it, sending it to the editing team. The team is editing. That is another time, and then it comes back to us. The post production in the hands of the team. Then they have to re-listen it and try to understand how they can promote it. So it's not nothing, and we are doing it quite small scale, and still it's hours and hours of work. So find your team, find the right people to help you. Next learning, and I have stumbled a lot of time on this, is the only way to make anything fun, and especially podcasting, is really to not compromise from who you are, how you want to do it. And, I hate this word now because it's used 100 million times, but your authenticity. Really do it with that heart. Like, where does it come from? If you want to actually, swear, because I swear a lot, then swear. If you don't want to swear, and that is who you are, then don't do it. If you want to, whatever it is that who you are, put it out there. Because seriously, one thing is that it's not about what you say. The message is out there. Whatever you're going to say, it's going to be already heard, said a million times. There is internet now. We are all wiser than years ago. So it's not about what you say. It's really how you say it and how you relate to people, how you communicate and how you connect with people. And that only comes from when you show up as you are, and not when you show up as what you think people are wanting you to be, right? So that is really important as well, because otherwise it's impossible to continue and be consistent in any project, right? Another very important thing, if you no longer enjoy it, stop it. I've seen a lot of people doing blogs or newsletters, or, like, continuity and consistency is important. Yes, but you got to enjoy it as well. And if you don't enjoy it, or if you don't see a return on investment on your time, on your joy, fulfillment, on your money, it needs to return on investment in one way or another. And if it's not, stop. Stop. The best thing in being an entrepreneur is you can be a quitter. So don't be ashamed of being a quitter. Don't quit because it's hard, but if you actually do not love doing it, quit. It- you know there's only one life. Just quit. Last two. So one is about, of course, again, podcasting, but it actually really, really helped me understand also customer relationships and team relationships. And this is like, I see it also in the room when people are networking. Being in the room with someone, whether it's your partner in life, or a partner in the business, or a client, or whoever is that person, the minute you are interested in them, the minute you start to ask questions about them, and you're genuinely asking those questions and you're genuinely interested in the answers, is the minute you are connecting and building trust. And that is the foundation for anything. Foundation for, I think, a healthy partnership in life, but it's also foundation for, in this platform, for me to get the real, heart of the stories. Asking people, really going like, oh wow, okay. And it's really difficult because, especially when you're interviewing people, it's kind of like, oh, what are my boundaries? Am I pushing them? But you can ask permission. You can say, hey, I'm gonna have a little question that might sound a little bit maybe too too far. If you don't want to answer, it's okay. But it is actually the same for building the relationship with your team, building the relationship with your clients. Being interested in people rather than trying to be interesting is the key to healthy blossoming relationships that are open, honest, and authentic for everyone. I used again that word authentic. Well, all right, sorry, I used it. And yeah, it's there for me to use, right? And finally, and then this is something that you hear me saying 100 million times, but really everything is easier, stronger, the results are better, the the whole production phase, whether it's a podcast or a project, is easier when you plan the fuck out of it. Because when you plan whatever is that you're planning, you spend actually less effort for better outcomes. So when you plan, if I plan the content of what I'm going to say in the podcast, and if it's aligned with our calendar in the company as well, then it's just easy. I just stand by and talk about something that that makes sense. If I didn't plan, I gotta think about it, I gotta find it, and then it needs to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then I struggle to produce that content. It's the same for our guests. If I plan and I bring on board quality guests, it's much easier to reach you, and you see the spikes on the episode. So planning for your business, for your podcast, for your projects, it's the key to simple success. Not just success, it's simpler, it's easier. So plan. Well, that makes it 10. Yes, 10 key lessons that I learned by doing this, talking at myself now in front of a camera. I don't even want to watch it, but I will watch it because my team will force me. And it has been a pleasure to connect with you through this platform, and it will continue to be a pleasure for the next at least 100 episodes. I'm not going to promise more than that. 100 episodes is 2 years of commitment. I'm promising you that. So meet me back at here in 1 week, and we'll talk about something as exciting as usual. Bye now.